Hello guys, this is Amol Khedkar. Today I'll be discussing about the article that you see on your screen which says what immunity to COVID-19 might actually mean, okay, and how your body will try to save you from the new coronavirus. Before I get started, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also share this video so that uh, people can become aware of how exactly immunity works in terms of coronavirus, and also like and comment so that we can have a fair and square discussion. So let's get to the video. As you know, we are living in this pandemic, the coronavirus pandemic. So to be honest, I think majority of the people that get infected with this virus get cured by themselves, okay, because the immune system in the body is very strong. And this is something that I've believed for a long time now, okay. I think the modern allopathy medicine really works as a sort of just like a deterrent, okay. So if you, as long as you keep on taking medicines, your body reacts to that. But the instant you stop taking medicines, then the infection just flares up, okay. So I think developing immunity to anything is a very good approach than relying on medicines and diseases for prolonged times, okay. That is my personal opinion. I don't endorse any of you not going to the doctor, but this is just my personal opinion. So the COVID-19 coronavirus meets its most formidable foe the moment it enters the human body. Okay, the immune system is waiting, ready for action, and it determines who dies and who survives. It is why the vast majority of infected have recovered from the disease. This is an article from the Vox. Okay, if you know, Vox is a pretty good source of information nowadays, and that's why the exact wording says that it is why the vast majority of infected have recovered from the disease. Vast majority are recovering from the disease, okay. So it's just a tiny fraction of the people that get severely affected by the disease, okay. So yet one of the most important unknowns is why some people's immune systems are up to the task of clearing out the virus while others are sluggish or overact, leading to death, okay. So uh, to be honest, I have seen that medical science has not understood many things in the human body even until today, okay. So I think there are many things that are not known as of now. Even the doctors, the good doctors admit, okay, that they don't know how the human body functions. There are instances when people have become alive even after the doctor has said that there is no hope, okay. So human body is a very complex mechanism, and it reacts in very different ways. I mean, you would have seen, you would have heard news like this, okay. Doctors say that there is no hope right now, and even then the patient becomes alive, okay. This is a miracle, and that's why doctors say that they will do the best they can, okay. But they cannot do everything. That's just the fact, okay. And that's just something that you have to understand, that human body is a very complex mechanism, and it reacts to different things in different ways. Immune systems of different people are their strength depends upon each individual. So we just have to understand this before we approach this virus. So I'll just go through the main points in this, and I will give you the link to the article in the description so that you guys can refer to it. So your immune system is like a beautifully complex orchestra. It plays two movements, okay. So just understand this. The first thing to know about the immune system is that it is not simple, okay. Just imagine this immune system in the body, which is inbuilt in the body of every person in the world, works like a beautifully complex orchestra. Now just understand these three words, okay. What happens in an orchestra is that people play different instruments simultaneously, and they are in coordination with each other, right? That's how the human body functions, okay. So it's a complex orchestra, and it's a beautifully complex orchestra. Why is it beautiful? Because it makes sure that all the antibodies are developed for fighting any unknown viruses. Okay, so a huge array of cells and chemicals your body produces work in concert to clear a foreign invader from your body. There is a lot of elegance to this whole system. This is said by immunologists at the Yale School of Medicine. It's like an orchestra. So just imagine this. People don't understand how exactly the coronavirus affects the body, or how does it or how, like, can we develop immunity to it. But to be honest, I am not a doctor. Okay, I don't hold a medical degree, but all I can say is that I have believed for a long time in the human immune system, and for the body to develop antibodies by itself on many things. Okay, that's just my opinion. And if you take allopathy medicines for each and every small thing, then what you do is that you curb the body's ability to fight with the diseases. Okay, this is my personal opinion. I am not endorsing anybody. There's a lot of elegance to this whole system. Okay, so as you can see, there's a whole lot of elegance to this system, and this all works like a very carefully played orchestra. So I'm looking for the second point that they make here. So the second point is as look at this. Okay, it takes a long time because an antibody has to be unique for the virus it's trying to protect against. So the first point is that immune system is very good, and second point is that it takes some time for the body to develop antibodies so that it can fight the virus. Okay, so if you start taking medicines even before the body starts creating antibodies, then you are hampering the body's ability to react by itself. Okay, so my personal opinion is that try to be calm and patient, and the body does its work. Okay, that's just how the world works. Okay, so if you know about Indian traditional medicine, okay, which is Ayurveda or homeopathy, both these sciences, okay, they provide medicines that do not have any side effects. Okay, but if you look at the allopathic medicines, most of them do have side effects. Okay, so with allopathic medicines you can get relief instantly. Okay, I agree on that, I am not disagreeing, but there are side effects to it. So you cannot take these medicines for long time, because that is going to decrease the immune system in your own body. Okay, so how do we know if someone is immune? There are two main tests. As you know, there are people are trying to do antibody tests all over the world, trying to understand how exactly people do become immune. But again, to be honest, with the whole lot of technological progress that we have made, and so many advances that we have accomplished in modern world, even today it takes at least 12 to 18 months to get the coronavirus vaccine. Can you imagine this? So the thing that I was mentioning just a few seconds ago, people really don't know many things about the human body. Okay, how human body works, how exactly do people survive few miraculous incidents, and how very minor things kill other people. The medical society just doesn't know at this point. Okay, they are not god. Okay, they are not they cannot know everything that happens in the human body. Okay, so your levels of antibody can wane over time, but it doesn't mean you are defenseless. Just understand this. Your levels of antibody can wane over time. Wane in the sense like they can decrease over time. Okay, but it doesn't mean that you are defenseless. So the body by itself creates antibodies for newer and newer diseases that come up. Okay, so it's not like it just creates antibody for this novel coronavirus, and then if new virus comes in, then this antibody will not become effective towards it. Okay, the body has a very good defense mechanism. Okay, it tries to make sure that the person whose body it is does not get sick as much as possible. Okay, so when you just involve allopathy into this right from the start, then you are not allowing the body to work by itself. Okay, that's just my understanding. So for reasons scientists don't quite understand, for some infections your immunity never wanes. Just understand this. Okay, this is an article from Vox. Vox is a very reputed magazine that does very in-depth analysis of many different subjects. For reasons scientists don't quite understand, after all the accomplishments that science has made, scientists don't understand the reasons why for some infections your immunity never wanes. Okay, so there are some infections where the immunity of some people never goes extinct. Okay, so as I said, many things scientists do not know, and that is the reason why uh, human body is a very complex and very beautifully orchestrated part where everything works in tandem. Okay, everything works in a sort of coordination with each other, and that's how this nature has created human body so that it can survive through these kind of epidemics. Why widespread serology testing isn't going to necessarily save us? Just understand this as well. Okay, what is a serology test? Like you are taking blood samples and trying to understand if this person has developed antibody for it. That's what they mean by widespread serology testing. Isn't going to necessarily save us. Why is that? Because people have different immune systems. Okay, different people react differently to different diseases. All right, so it is not something that you can, like, if suppose like you take blood samples of say 1,000 people, and out of them 800 have developed immunity for it. Okay, but that does not mean that the rest 20%, if you inject the plasma of the people who have developed antibody into the people who are affected by coronavirus, that is going to save them, because that all depends upon how the body is receptive to that kind of plasma. Okay, so as I said, if you have not trained your body to fight these kind of viruses, your body is going to react at the first instant that it comes in contact with such a kind of virus. Okay, so this also goes on to illustrate why so many people in the developed world are so much affected by this. Because if you see in the developing world, okay, in the so-called developing world, like places like India or Africa or anybody like that, in people in Africa, they have developed a way of fighting the virus. Okay, because Africa has been the battleground of many viruses. Okay, and I really sympathize with many people in Africa for that. Okay, they have been through Ebola, they have been through AIDS, they have been through many other viruses. Okay, there was a Guinea virus that also started in Africa, so their body has become immune to this kind of virus infections. But if you look at the rich countries, the so-called rich countries like Germany or Italy, Spain, France, Britain, America, Canada, they have not, the population over there have not faced a kind of catastrophe before, and that's why the first instant that this virus just attacks them, they lose their immunity at that time. So that's how things work. Okay, so getting infected with COVID-19 isn't the only way to become immune to the virus. Okay, so just understand this. So and it is not like you only after you become immune to the COVID-19 virus, then you become immune to it. Okay, uh, it is a complex process that happens over time, and that's why it says that chief among them is a vaccine. A vaccine can take various forms, including a weakened version of the virus itself. Understand this. Okay, what exactly is a vaccine? Right, I'm not a doctor, again I'm saying this, but on how much I have understood the world, I'm just trying to present it to you, that vaccine is just a weakened form of the virus itself. Okay, and so whenever you are trying to vaccinate a person, you are injecting a weakened form of virus into that person's body so that the body can create antibodies by itself. Okay, So just understand this. So even the vaccine is going to rely on the body to create antibodies by itself. So the vaccine is not going to save you. Okay, the immune system of your body is going to save you. So this is very important to understand. Okay, so and even the the vaccine is going to take almost a year. So just understand this. Okay, so the vaccine is not a cure for this virus. Okay, the vaccine is just making. So that's how things work. Okay, so it is important to understand all these things so that you just don't think that a vaccine is just going to save all of us. It's not that easy. Okay, what is herd immunity? You would have heard that herd immunity was something that the UK government started implementing recently. Okay, and they said that we will just let 60 to 70% of our population just get this even requires 70 to 90% of the group of people to be immune in order to be effective, depending on the contagiousness of the virus. So let nature play it by itself. That's what it says by herd immunity. And so what that means is that when almost 90% of the population is affected by the virus, then the virus cannot find a new body on which it can jump onto and start mutating. Okay, you understand how this works. So if many people have developed immunity for the virus, then the virus will not find a new body to infect. Okay, so then at that point it will just die off by itself. That's what herd immunity means. So this is a pretty controversial strategy, and people have differing opinions about it, but I just wanted to explain it to you what exactly it means. How in the meantime do we make decisions without perfect knowledge of COVID-19 immunity, right? So look at this. People still don't know how this virus works. They don't know how most of the how most of the people's bodies react to this kind of virus. So they are trying to just shoot in the dark and trying to make as many predictions as possible based on the assumptions that they have made. Okay, so it is important for you and me to understand that this virus is something that can be cured by itself by your body. Okay, so as it says, majority of the people will get immune to the virus because their body will develop the antibody mechanisms to fight the virus. So I'm not saying that all the lockdowns that are happening around the world are just are not necessary, but all I am saying is that there are other methods to fight this virus. Okay, and one of them is that making sure that your body becomes immune to it by not subjecting it to unnecessary medicines. Okay, so if you learned something new in this article about the coronavirus pandemic, and if you agree with me or disagree with me, please let me know in the comments, and we can have a fair and square discussion. And also please do share this video with other people, because I think there is a whole lot of misconceptions and rumors around coronavirus. Okay, and so it is important that you educate people about what exactly is happening. And this is an art, as I'm always saying, this is an article from the Vox. Okay, and I always bring you articles that are reliable and that are legitimate in what they are portraying, so that you guys don't get unclear idea about what exactly is happening in the world, because I think it is my responsibility to give you legitimate content. Okay, so please share this video and do subscribe to my channel, so that subscriptions really tell me that you guys are liking my content. So please do that. All right, have a good day and be safe. Thank you. Bye bye.